From the land of conjurers, flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird, this is the Witching Hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever and whenever you're listening to this program. I am Frosty, and joining me, as always, is the medium Jenny Lee. How are you doing, Jenny?
I'm so excited because Hosters just gifted 5 subs.
We got a hype train to start the show tonight.
Thank you, Hosters.
So much, Hosters.
On top of the resub for 34 months and Norsk with a 23-month resub. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Hoagie. We always appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for being here and for the gift subs tonight.
Amazing.
Well, we have a good, we're getting to that point. It is December 8th. I know probably for some people already like waist deep in holiday cheer and watching Christmas movies and doing the cookies and the outside lights and all the stuff. And some people probably are like maybe working their way there or struggling through it or whatever. If you're looking to get into some holiday cheer, tonight is the night for it on the Witching Hours. So we're going to have a great show tonight. It's going to be a lot of Christmas holiday cheer ready to go, as well as always. It wouldn't be the Witching Hours without a lot of paranormal discussions. That's what we got coming for you guys tonight. So we're looking forward to it. We got a lot of stuff going on. I was just going over some of the calendar stuff for the winter. We have a lot of guests. Like we already have like a lot of guests booked all the way into March. So we're like, we got
because we have a producer now. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Keisha Mama.
So we have a lot. We have a lot coming your way over the coming weeks. We are going to be taking it a little bit. So next week we're going to log in, just hang out with everybody, kind of do a Christmas special next week. We are going to be off the week of Christmas, and then we are going to come back the next week with the community hangout, just to kind of chill out and hang out and talk about what's going on in the paranormal world.
And it might be a good time for Allison to do the moon phases for January. Yeah.
And then that will lead us right into our New Year's Eve prediction show, which we do every year. If you haven't been able to check that out, every year we invite you, our listeners and viewers, and Team Weird, to leave your predictions for the year 2026. And we'll have some special guests that will join us that night to give their predictions for 2026. And we will go over the predictions from last year, from 2025, and see how the predictions from 2025 turned out. I
believe we're here again already.
If you said 2025 was going to be a dumpster fire, you might have been correct. So we'll see. We'll see what we have going on with those. So we got a lot going on. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to all the things we have going on in 2026, which leads me into talking a little bit about the announcement we already made, which is Team Weird Takeover 2026.
Yeah.
That's going to be at the Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland, on June 27th and 28th. So we've already made that announcement a few weeks ago, but we have a little bit more information. Do you want to take that, Jenny?
Yes. So Frosty and I finally had a chance to sit down today, since we had a snow day today, and talk about the tickets for Team Weird Takeover 2026. So we'd like to announce the ticket price. Ticket price is going to be $60, which is half the price of last year's ticket. We're happy to say. So the tickets are going to be on pre-sale coming up soon. We're going to open up pre-sale tickets on the prediction show, which, Frosty, what's the date for that again?
The prediction show is going to be on January the 5th. January
5th is when we're going to open up the pre-sale. And the pre-sale is for Team Weird. Team Weird pre-sale.
Just for you guys.
There's going to be a limit of 25 tickets. So we want to make sure our Team Weird members that plan to go get their tickets first. There is going to be, instead of a merch ticket, a merch package. We're going to be doing a merch upgrade. So if you decide that you would like to have the merch package, you can do it as an upgrade later. We don't have the price for that yet. The price is to be determined, but it'll be separate from the ticket price.
Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 40 or 50 bucks. Yeah.
Depends. Yeah.
Somewhere in that range, probably.
Decide to put in it this time. And then also don't forget that the Lord Baltimore Hotel was kind enough to give us a block of rooms at a discount price, which we will also be putting out with our pre-sale tickets during that January 5th show.
Yeah, and we wanted to get that information out there because this can be a little bit different than last year, because last year we didn't really advertise it, and we had some guests come in last year, but they didn't really advertise it either. This year we're going to have some guests.
It was like the Team Weird hangout time, you know?
Team Weird hangout. It was fun.
This time we're inviting other people.
This time we're inviting other people.
You have to be careful.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some guests that we're very excited to announce. We're gonna start running off where we announce a guest every week, I think, here soon.
Yeah.
But I imagine some people are gonna want to buy tickets to see some of those guests or hang out with some of those guests. So we want to make sure that we get that opportunity for you guys up first to be able to snag up those limited tickets. So we'll have that coming for you January 5th. So
woo-woo.
There we go. All right.
Frosty.
Well, Jenny, you ready to get into some news?
Yes.
All right. All right. So, weird news story number one: scientists excited by gel to repair tooth enamel. So, a new gel that can help repair and regenerate tooth enamel could create new possibilities for treatment. Scientists behind its development have said. Specialists from the University of Nottingham School of Pharmacy and Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering have been working with researchers across the world to strengthen enamel and prevent tooth decay. This isn't a commercial, but I thought this was pretty interesting. The protein-based substance works by mimicking key features used to make enamel develop in infants, and acting as a scaffold for calcium and phosphate ions in saliva. Full findings from the research have been published in the scientific journal Nature Communications. And according to World Health Organizations, there's a lot of people, 3.7 billion people who suffer from, different kinds of oral diseases that are brought on by that. So they hope to have their first product out next year.
Wow.
Innovation could soon be helping patients nationwide. So being able to completely redevelop tooth enamel.
I wonder, did they say, is it going to be like you have to go to the dentist for it?
I would imagine so, at least at first.
Are we putting dentists out of business?
But it's just like a gel. I mean, if it's a gel, maybe I imagine eventually it could be self-applied at some point, maybe. Yeah, who knows? But these are the kinds of things, we're getting all the crappy stuff about the future. How about we get some of the good stuff about the future,
Let's grow your teeth back. Yeehaw.
Yeah, we can grow them back. Yeah. For us here in the South, that's a big, Story number two: a woman found alive, moving in coffin after she was taken for cremation.
Oh.
A woman in Thailand who was found alive in her coffin at a Buddhist temple was saved from organ donation and cremation because her brother didn't have a death certificate.
Good Lord.
A Buddhist
Thank you, brother, for not being prepared.
A Buddhist temple in the province of Nonthaburi on the outskirts of Bangkok posted a video on its Facebook page, which I watched. I saw the video. I didn't post it in Discord. Not that there's anything truly traumatic in there, but it is, uncomfortable. Showing a woman lying in a white coffin in the back of a pickup truck. She was slightly moving her arms and head. The temple's general and financial affairs manager told the Associated Press on Monday that a 65-year-old woman's brother drove from her province to be got driven from the province to be cremated. He said they heard a faint knock coming from the coffin.
Oh, God.
I was a bit surprised, so I asked him to open the coffin, and everyone was startled. He said, I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time.
Ugh.
The brothers...
That's the second I'm not dead yet story that we've had this year.
The brother placed her in a coffin and journeyed about 3,300 miles. Oh, the part I was reading. The woman's brother said she had been bedridden for about 2 years and had become unresponsive.
Oh, wow.
Appearing to stop breathing 2 days before that. But yeah, the hospital refused to accept the woman's body because her brother didn't have an official death certificate. So he approached the temple for cremation. He was refused due to the missing document. So
Thank goodness.
there we go. And then just to talk about what you had said, similar instances of this have been happening. In June 2024, a 74-year-old Nebraska woman declared dead at a nursing home was found breathing at the funeral home 2 hours later.
Ay, ay, ay.
In January 2023, a 66-year-old woman was pronounced dead at an Iowa care facility after employees said she did not feel a pulse. After being taken to the funeral home, the woman woke up gasping for air. And also in 2023, the same year, a New York funeral home found an 82-year-old woman alive and breathing shortly after she was declared dead at a nursing home. All three of those coming from nursing homes. So,
And then there's the poor fella who was already like going through the organ donation, woke up.
yeah, they had to stop
Yeah.
yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, maybe if I go, you need to kick me real hard.
Yeah, pinch them, smack them, something. Let's make sure. Goodness gracious, poor people.
I know, right?
Their poor family members. Jeez Louise.
Story number three, new research reveals urban raccoons across the U.S. show early signs of domestication. So
I'm down for this. Let's
the clever, adaptable urban raccoon may be evolving a shorter snout, a key physical trait of pets and other domesticated animals. The new finding describes what a biologist says could be the first account of domestication in its earliest stages.
I'm down for a pet raccoon. Let's go.
Dr. Lesh, an associate professor at the University of Arkansas, Little Rock, inspiration struck while she was walking around the campus. She had tossed a can into a waste bin and it landed with a thud instead of a clang. Soon she realized as a raccoon popped its head out of the garbage. They began reflecting on how prevalent and comfortable raccoons can be in urban environments, even in the middle of the day, and it sparked her curiosity. Could she be witnessing the early stages of the same process that led to the domestication of dogs thousands of years ago? So the article goes on, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of what's going. You know, they're starting to follow humans. And essentially, that the fact that humans make trash is essentially the same thing that happened with the domestication of the dog, we think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Just having access to food, they're willing to be closer to humans because they get access to food.
We throw away a lot of food. Yeah.
Maybe in some time we could have full-on domesticated raccoons hanging out in the living room with you. I don't know.
I'm good. I'm good with it.
You're good with that? You want a pet raccoon?
I do. Yeah. Keisha said her bestie and his mom raised raccoons, abandoned and rescued ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen some horrifying raccoons before that like will just straight up eat your face. But
well, those won't be the ones that get domesticated first.
All right. Hopefully not. And then finally, I want to leave a little bit of time in the news today to talk about age of disclosure.
Oh, yes.
If you're not familiar, Dan Farah released a documentary called Age of Disclosure. Let us know in chat if anybody has heard of it
or watched it.
Had a chance to see it.
I know that Priestess Wonderland's watched it already.
Okay. It's been, you can buy it or rent it on Amazon. It also had a limited movie theater release. I think it heavily featured Luis Elizondo on it. He was one of the main people that was on the film. And if you've watched anything that's been coming out of the congressional hearings and stuff as far as UFO disclosure and things like that have been happening in Congress, these hearings and discussions, what's coming out of the military, what's coming out of the U.S. intelligence places, a lot of it is wrapped up in that documentary. Yeah. I will say, I think that it was some kind of step forward just because it was kind of it was a place to put all of that information that we've been hearing kind of into one bucket.
Plus, there's so many important people that came forward and talked about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting ready to say, actually, that was great because I have one here, Marco Rubio, who's Secretary of State now. He wasn't at the time, he was a senator. He's quoted in the documentary saying there's been repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours, and we don't know whose it is. He also said some people claim it could cost them their lives if they spoke out about these things. And then U.S. Representative Andre Carson said these are otherworldly things that are performing maneuvers that haven't been seen. So you have a U.S. congressman talking about how it's not even necessarily coming from another state, nation, that it's otherworldly.
There was, a lot of CIA people and
national intelligence directors.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the upper crust of the, So maybe we can spend more time talking about that on our hangout show, because we could probably talk about that for a really long time.
And if anyone's interested, if we have a number of people that want to watch it, we could make it a Discord movie night over the break, because I'm going to have some time. So I wouldn't be opposed to watching again if people wanted to see it. So just let me know if you want to. You can check that out in the Discord and go over there and have conversations. We always welcome you to come hang out the Witching Hours Discord. If you want to talk about anything weird, have a weird conversation, get some weird news you want to pass along, that is the place to do it. So feel free to join us over there anytime. So I guess we'll kind of end it with there. We can talk more about that later. The last thing I wanted to say about the Age of Disclosure was, I think it's worth seeing. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in it, but we still don't have the smoking gun.
No.
And so I don't know, I don't know what that means. So that's what we can kind of talk about maybe down the line. So anyway, that was the weird news. Derek and Candace, known as the Paraclauses, bring the spirit of Santa and Miss Claus to life year-round, spreading joy, healing, and compassion both in their community and within the paranormal field. Based in New Hampshire, they blend holiday magic with their heartfelt service, supporting causes such as Toys for Tots and offering comfort to families facing challenges like autism, cancer, and loss. Beyond their work as Santa and Mrs. Claus, they are seasoned paranormal investigators whose intuitive and technical approach bridges the worlds of faith, spirit, and mystery. Together, they've collaborated with leading investigators and authors across New England, offering warmth, integrity, and a touch of Christmas magic wherever they go. Please welcome to the show the Paraclauses.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yay.
So excited to have you guys on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Yeah. This might sound weird, and if you get freaked out, it's okay. But we totally fell in love with you guys when we met you in Connecticut. And it was like, what better guests to bring on during the Christmas season? And we know this is a busy time of year for you guys, but Thank you so much for coming on and joining us this evening.
It's a different type of break.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I guess, the way a lot of these conversations start, I guess, is to kind of get into the beginning of some of these things. And I guess there's a few different things we can talk about here, but I guess for both of you, where did the interest in the paranormal come from?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, as a child, I would see things, hear things, I felt things, try to explain it to anybody in my family, but I had, told I had a great imagination, and then growing up, you're just a little crazy, things like that. So I started to deny it. Things would happen and I'm like, nope, that didn't happen. I don't see it. And I really, for years, just, denied it. And then we started doing some paranormal a few years ago. And one wonderful man who's my mentor, I love him to death, Sam Balchusis, really took me under his wing and said, you've got this. And from there, I've just really expanded, been able to open up, been able to just really find myself and trust in myself, been getting more confidence. And between myself and, Santa, Derek here, being like my IT guru type thing,
No.
working the nerd. with all of his equipment and really confirming and us working together with our different powers. It's been a ride. It's been really great.
Excellent.
That's
Well, what about for
wonderful.
you, Derek?
Mine started when I was a kid and where I grew up. I used to be an avid hunter, right? You're out in the woods at 3 o'clock in the morning, getting to a stand, and you see different things, you hear different things. And then I might get the date wrong, it was either 86 or 87. I spent the summer in Greece
Oh, wow.
and I saw an exorcism
Oh,
in one of the
Oh, man.
monasteries. And
Wow.
I looked at the priest who I was with. I'm like, where does it go when they leave them? Because I have enough issues in my life.
I can imagine.
Ever since that point in time, you just have more questions, right? I'm
Yeah.
also a Mason. I'm also into sacred geometry. So I'm down this giant rabbit hole of life where no one's alive that can really give you the answers. So it's all hypothetical at that point in time.
Mhm. Yeah. So seeking answers. I mean, yeah, I would definitely say I can understand that. I think that's where I'm at. It's like there's all these questions, that you get posed. For me, a lot of even just came from TV shows growing up, unsolved mysteries and all the
Yep.
kind of things you hear about. And it's just like, well, even if I wasn't a believer, I was like, well, let's find out why this is wrong, or find out, that this didn't happen, or find out that it did happen, whatever. And you come to find out answers aren't so easy to get, are they?
No one's got them, unfortunately. That's still alive. Someone had them at one point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
or if
That's
you
what I
do
need
get,
her for, so she can get the answers.
yeah,
There we go. Mhm.
or if you do get an answer, then somehow you end up with 10 more questions.
And more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Constantly.
Yeah. Yep. Well, definitely with paranormal investigation, that's something we were talking about recently on this show. It's just like how the more, you would think with all the paranormal investigation that's going on in haunted places, or even, however you want to define that there's so many questions that we've been getting out of it, because it's like, even if someplace is haunted, now we have ideas like thought forms and things like that.
Yep.
So we're like, are we creating hauntings, or hauntings, I don't know. There's a lot of things you could take out of that. So
You can spin it several different ways, unfortunately.
yeah.
I truly believe that you can manifest things. And I truly believe that if you're investigating and if you go in with negativity or negative intentions, you can change any spirit's narrative. Just like any person, they can be the sweetest person in the world, but you keep poking at them and saying, you're bad. What did you do? Why are you here? And you just keep aggravating, nagging them. They're going to turn into the spirit that you are accusing them of being. Like anybody, somebody keeps poking you, you're going to fight back. And I truly believe spirits can do that. So you're changing their narrative. You're changing how how they are.
Yeah. And the other
I
way
truly
around
believe
too.
that happens.
Places that have a bad reputation, you go in with a positive attitude and lightheartedness and love, and you get a different response.
Absolutely.
And as soon as you seem to name things just go off the rails, right? We're going to give it a name. Well, now it's got a name. Now you're going to give it now it's got an idealism behind what that name means in your own constructs. A good name, bad name. It's interesting, but I get more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always more questions. Okay, so how did the Santa and Mrs. Claus get started?
I'm a third generation Santa.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to sit in the car with my dad when my dad would go in. Then I started driving him to his events. When I was 18 years old, he threw his back out.
Oh, no.
He looked at me. He said, I need you to go to the Cub Scout meeting and be Santa. I have no idea what I'm doing. He's like, you'll be fine. Mind you, every time I sat in the car next to him, I'd nag him. It's, why do you do this? Why do you do this? You don't get anything out of it. I went and I did the Cub Scout thing. I come home. He's laying on the couch with his hot pack on. And he looks at me. Do you understand now? I'm like, I got it. 100%. And I haven't stopped yet.
Wow.
I could only imagine, and I'll say this being that I'm a 45-year-old man with 3 kids and now a grandson, and I will still walk by a Santa Claus and just absolutely be mesmerized. Still, just the magic and just still exists. I think seeing Santa is for some people is a big experience.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of unconditional love, giving without expecting anything in return. From the elderly to the younger ones, those are the ones who are more giddy. They're more excited. I'm not saying the 45-year-olds don't get excited as much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wave at you. I'm not gonna sit on you. I'm not gonna tackle you or nothing.
No, but the 80-year-olds and the 5 and 6-year-olds, they get so much energy. The older people are remembering good times, simpler times,
Mm-hmm.
and the young kids they haven't been ruined by society yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can imagine.
saw a gentleman at the Toys for Tots event that we did the other day, and he's in his late 70s, and he is a former Marine. And we've seen him at the same event for probably the past 15 years. He always makes sure he shows up, but he's always grabbing people to tell the story. And he grabs my Santa, he grabs him and goes, "Let me tell you people about this man here. I was in Vietnam. We were stuck there. We hadn't gotten mail in 2 months. We were fighting. You know, my commander told me I had to be somewhere to take care of the landing zone because something was happening. I got my men and we go and we make sure the landing zone is clear. We don't know what's going on. A big Huey lands and he goes, this man right here jumps out of that Huey with a big red sack of mail for all of us." And he tells you, "When I tell you I cried, I cried." And then he's crying as he's saying it, and he's grabbing on. He goes, "And I can't tell you what you did for me." And he's hugging because that Santa was no different from this Santa, you know. And it was just when he tells it every year, I still tear up and cry because he'll grab anybody who's near to tell that story.
See, I knew you guys coming on. I ran out of tissues earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go get another box of tissues because the Paraclauses are coming on. And that's a good thing I did.
I won't tell you the story of how I made a Marine cry then.
Oh, yeah. For
That's
me,
a great story.
I'm a second generation Mrs. Claus.
You are.
My mother
Wow.
never really
Holy moly.
My mother really never donned the outfit, but everybody called her the Mrs. Claus.
Wow.
She would just go around and drop presents and food and gifts off to different people's homes without them even knowing it. You know, she'd always be like going out in her car and we'd be with her. And we never understood it at the time as children. We did not know what she was doing. But Christmas was her best thing.
Wow.
So it's actually how we met.
Oh, wow.
I was a Mrs. Claus. He was Santa. And I was on the fire department. And the fire department, I'm from a small town, but they would put Santa and Mrs. Claus on top of the fire truck and go through the whole town, and you'd wave to every house. Mm-hmm. So they asked me to be the Mrs. Claus, and they would bring me a Santa. So we met that night. Here we are now.
Wow.
Who knew they were bringing you the Santa?
All natural, no padding.
When he
That's the best kind.
The outfit at the end of the night, I went, "Oh, that's all real." Okay.
Wow. That's wonderful. I was waiting to hear your part of that. I was wondering if you guys met each other and you got drug into it, but no, you were already.
Yes.
You were already. Yep. Wow. That's amazing.
Yes. He just doesn't have me have many nights off in December.
Yeah.
I bet.
Wow. Okay, so how in the world did you guys decide to put these two worlds together? Because they're very different. How do you work?
Crashed an event.
He crashed an event.
Monique too soon was doing an event up in the Whitney Murdoch
and Haunted Toy Museum.
and
Oh, cool.
we had to drive by there to get home from an event. It's like, we'll just stop by. And, you know, everybody's happy to see us because we were seeing each other off and on throughout the whole year doing events. And we were sitting down and we were in an adjacent building from the haunted toy store. EVPs start going crazy.
Spirit box, everything.
Santa, presents.
Oh my goodness.
Boys, and everybody was floored. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny because that's when we had evidence. But when you take someone who's developing our skills more and more, it's like we were at the American Legion the other day and we're dealing with the kids and having fun, and you get that lull, right? And then she's just starting to tilt her head like the RCA dog does, you know, when things start resonating within her. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? And it's hard because you can't do that in a lot of places, but she'll pick up on things. And as we're leaving, going from visit to visit, she's like, I got this, I got that, I got this. I'm like, I can't do anything now. It's not like I can have an EVP, you know, a meter in my pocket while I'm trying to give out presents and take pictures.
Yeah, the Legion is next to a river, and it's an old mill, like a mill area, and it's an old mill building. And I think it dates back to like the early 1800s. And so I'm trying to pay attention to the children, and I've got this thing over here talking to me, and I'm like, okay. But it's been happening even more because I think I'm opening up more, so I'm hearing it. We have a library. We live in a community where I'm co-chairperson of the social committee, and we have our building is in a old ranch house that used to be this all used to be a farm. And I started noticing it a couple of years ago when we would decorate for Christmas, and I'd plug in the Christmas tree. When I'd plug in the Christmas tree, suddenly something would go by me. And I'm like, okay, what is that? What is happening? And then every time that I went in and I plugged in the Christmas tree or we played Christmas music, I would sense somebody was there with me. And I later found out that she was a woman and she lived in the home, way back when it was a big farmhouse. And one time I do a lot of things with Storytime with Mrs. Claus, but I do them on video and then I release the videos. Well, while I was reading the story, I was in a rocking chair and the Christmas tree was next to me. And I kept feeling like something brushing up against me. So I'm reading the story and I'm going on. I'm like, all right, she's right here. Well, I'm part of this group called the Spirit Squad. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, Sam's Spirit Squad. Yes.
Well, I put out the video to people and I said, what do you see in my video? And everybody said, who's the woman behind you looking over your shoulder reading the story with you?
Wow.
I'm like, and I didn't tell him any of the story, but I'm like, thank you for acknowledging that. And I'm not crazy, you know, but today I went in and she was there. And this time she came because it's a big lending library that we have. We have a children's section, an adult section, but today she ventured out of the library and into the hallway, and she's never done that before. So I was like, oh, she's following me into the kitchen.
Have you
want a coffee too?
Have you tried to have a conversation with her?
I have tried to have conversations with her. I feel like she's very shy, but I have gotten a word or two here and there, but nothing like a full conversation yet. So I'm waiting and I'm being patient with her. I'm letting her come to me on her terms. Yeah.
Well, she followed you to the kitchen, then she must be warming up to you.
I'm like, oh. For the past couple of years, she's only stayed right in our library, which I would assume was at the living room at one point or something. So, but she does like it when we plug in the Christmas tree because she's always like right there around it.
Wow.
So it's fun.
Yeah, that is really interesting. That story and the story at the haunted toy collection, where the spirit energy was just as excited about Christmas and Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, as a living person would be. So, have you found that? Do you do investigations as the Paraclauses?
We did one last year, and we got another one in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. December 20th, we'll be at the SK Paris Mansion.
Cool.
And we'll be doing that. That's another one with Monique Too Soon and
Monique
Rob
Too Soon.
Luttrell.
Yay,
Awesome.
Rob.
Yeah.
So have you noticed a difference comparing and contrasting when you investigate just as Candace and Derek versus having your get up on?
Feel more playfulness.
Mm-hmm.
You also feel it's more emotional. And I think because, spirits, no matter what age, whether they're here or, everybody it enjoys the magic of Christmas. Everybody resonates with the holidays. And I think that if you're acknowledging them as Santa, giving them the magic of Christmas, you do feel like sadness at times, but you also feel joy. And it was really surprising when we first were hearing toys, presents, Santa. Like, were they waiting for us to give them gifts? And what can we do to gift them?
Mm-hmm.
It's also happiness. The holiday raises vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And when you raise the vibration a lot more, in my opinion, things happen easier. I'll get the goosebumps and all that, which I usually don't get during the summertime because this is very hot.
Yes. That real Santa suit is hot.
I feel a difference, right? Is it because my alter ego at that point in time is different? It's more open. I don't know. I also got the engineering mindset because I'm a software engineer. So it's a double negative for me that I have to prove everything right or wrong.
Yeah. Do you, from your perspective, Derek, as the more technical person, do you feel like you guys get more evidence when you guys are the Paraclauses?
It depends.
Yeah.
I feel like my personal thing is I think we're dealing with different ages.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you get the older ones and the younger ones, like the one we do, I'm pretty comfortable saying the ones that we had before were younger, commenting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's memory, right? It's all memory mass, everything that's coming back. And it's intriguing because when we work together, when we match, when the technology comes through with her, it's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, well, it's just one person using dowsing rods or talking what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you can get information, and we work with Rob Goutreau in the National Library. And our tech, it's in his book as well. Our tech worked along with her about names. And we were, and it just seemed to work and flow.
Nice.
Well, I like my own senses and my body, and I use dowsing rods. He'll use the REM pods, the EVPs.
I got a bunch of tech, yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's up, it's just truly amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
at Christmas time, I think it's a different feel at Christmas time. There's like an electricity to it. And
yeah, I know exactly what you mean from that, because I get to experience that with Jenny. When you have the equipment and she's telling me stuff, and then the responses that I'm getting from the equipment match up with that, it makes it extra special for sure. What was the last? Was it Hall's Tavern? Is that
False
the
Tavern. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is really interesting. Like she told me before we went in that night, listen for this name. You're going to get this name. I was like, all right, we'll see. And sure enough,
Doubting Thomas. We'll see. Sure.
Yeah.
there we go. It was the first thing that came up, So
Yeah.
it's always great when you can get that kind of evidence, not just for the investigation, but I'm sure, you appreciate it to some extent.
Yeah, because it's validating. They're validating each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what it's like to sit through hours and hours and hours of audio and video, and you get a 15-second match, and it's like, woo!
Yeah. That makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
But it's also the time of year, though, right? The days are short.
Yep.
So when you go and you're raising that vibration, I mean, I'm the biggest ho ho ho, and just try to raise all everybody's vibration.
Yeah.
And it's different when you go into a building that's usually not a happy place. A Legion is not usually a happy place, right?
Yeah.
Some places we go, everybody expects death. I'm like, that's the last thing I want to think of.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that it brings positivity. It brings joy to the spirits. And I feel that they feel for once they can be excited about something. And I feel that we've gone to places and we've been there as regular paranormal investigators, and then we go as the paraclauses, and there's just a different feeling, and there's a different electricity to the air. And when people who come with us, they go, why does it feel different now than it did when we were all here like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And everybody else is noticing that difference as well.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought it was just me.
Come on. You can't help but be happy when a big guy like me comes walking in the room, right?
I know. I mean, it's true though, because like Frosty was saying earlier, it's like when you see Santa or you're lucky enough to see Santa and Mrs. Claus, it's just exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it matters what age you are.
And
I think Frosty will make a great Santa too. Someone was asking.
Luce wanted to know. Luce was asking, Frosty, would you ever become a Santa?
I've talked to Jenny about it before.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on to my red hair right now. So my red beard.
It'll just be the younger Santa.
Yeah.
Santa Jr.
I tell Jenny though, because I'm starting to get my white hair coming in a little bit there, and I'm like, it's not. I think it's gonna be white and not gray. So we'll see. It might work out for me one day. Well, I love Christmas. I mean, I wrote. I'm a historian, and I wrote my master's thesis on Christmas. So for why Christmas got ingrained as an American holiday because of the Civil War. So that was like my focus. So I love Christmas. I could definitely see something doing like that. Maybe one day, Luce. So yeah, possibly.
When my dad was a kid, he wanted to be Santa when he grew up, and now he looks like it. So I've already had a vision of my mom making him a Santa suit. Like, this needs to happen. Yeah.
That would be a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. Is I found some really cool, like old school, like Santa suits that are like Father Christmas suits and stuff like that, and they are not cheap.
Ours are all handmade, so
We get ours made.
Yeah.
The long parade coats and everything. We're not wearing it now because they're too hot.
Too hot, yeah. That's
So you
awesome.
have a person that makes them, or you make them?
Oh wait, we have somebody else make them.
Okay.
Our elves make them.
Your
for
elves
us.
make them, yeah.
Of course. Of course. I thought that was interesting to go back to what we were talking about, though, about, changing the mood of the building, because I think that is something to take into consideration, is another opportunity for different kinds of messages to come through,
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I mean, we've done stuff, and you know how you always have that one or two Debbie Downers.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even just pause and just say, okay, anything's possible.
Yeah.
we did an event, and it was a large event, so we had split the groups up into 3 different floors, and me and Mrs. were on the 3rd floor, so we split that in half, took one end of each building. The first group I have, and the wives have been on other events, and they were fine. The husbands come in with top-notch equipment that would blow the doors off of mine, you know, the Pelican cases that are worth more than just my equipment alone. Nothing happened. As soon as they left, I had a candle I was having a conversation with by myself.
I was on the other side of that floor with a group, and my first group was great. We got a lot of evidence. We had a lot of things happening. It was great. And then when they did the rotation, and my second group came in, these guys came in with these big boxes like the FBI, and I'm like, what is happening? And so they sat down. And with that whole group, I think there was like 10 people in that group. I got nothing.
Wow.
And I'm like, all of a sudden, everything was just dead. And then they left. The next group came into me, and it got really active again. At the end of the night, we all sat down with all the different investigators who were on the different floors. And everybody said that one group, whenever that one group came in, nobody got a thing. And I felt bad for the rest of the people in that group with them because they didn't get to experience anything.
Wow.
But we had Tom Donahue, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 5 of us lead investigators in different spots. And all of us said the same thing about that one group. It was a dead group. Now, these guys who had all this equipment, they all said, we don't believe in any of this.
But you spent money to buy the equipment.
Yeah, why did they spend all the money to buy the equipment then?
I don't know. I asked them if I could have it.
We just came here with our wives.
But you spent hundreds and hundreds or possibly thousands of dollars.
But that's unfortunately goes back to the way it was when we were just talking about Frosty earlier. Is you can either bring down a room or you can lift it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it only takes one person, in my opinion, to really tumble everything. And it's hard to get small group investigations nowadays because everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
And the more people there are, the harder it is to investigate.
It is. Yeah, it is. And I talk about this all the time. If you're someone who, I think for people who have never paranormal investigated before, to be able to do a group event and to be able to make it accessible and to have this stuff provided for them to learn how to do it, it's great. It's great opportunity for people. But I also think if you're someone who's has a little bit of experience with paranormal investigation, some of these bigger group things are just really difficult to do and to be able to get quality evidence out of it because there's just too much noise contamination.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But
you know, as I'm sure you know, Candace, from working with Sam and building your skills, spirit connects telepathically. So they can connect with those fellas and they know that they don't believe in it. So they're just going to be like, well, guess we're not talking to them.
Well, that's,
you know,
I don't mind them hanging around. If, you know, spirits want to come visit, have at it. If I can get them to do dishes and laundry around the house, you know.
Yeah.
The board's free. Just help out a little bit.
well, you know, I mean, we talked about that, you know, with your own experiences, Jenny, like it's almost like for some people when that ability comes to fruition or it's realized, kind of like a neon light, like the one you have over your shoulder there kind of pops on and people are running to visit. So, you know, I mean, if they know they can communicate, when they know they can communicate, they do.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who is there to disprove everything, they might not be willing to communicate.
Have you noticed that, Candace, the more that you have opened up that your things are coming to you when you're not expecting them?
The time.
Yeah.
I'll just be somewhere and all of a sudden somebody's whispering or I see something or all of a sudden I just know something. Like what we were going to a Reiki class. I've done Reiki and I became a Reiki master years ago, but I wasn't in the right space for it. So I retook Reiki. But when I retook the Reiki, it was Zoom and it was really hard for me and I didn't like it. So we decided, and he came with me, we'd do Reiki again. And I'm like, all right, this is my
cool.
third time through, but I'll do this because
Third time's a charm.
every time you do it, you learn more. So we were on our way to the Reiki class to start. And all of a sudden I got IV pulls in my head. And I'm like, why am I getting IV pulls? Like, I don't understand. Well, then we realized it was an old Red Cross building on Fort Devens. But then I kept thinking, this really isn't the connection, and I didn't know what it was. Well, the woman that ran the group had a friend that would be the guinea pig for all of us to do Reiki on her, and she always comes for her. Well, we're all one at a time doing Reiki on her, and I kept getting the IV pole again, where I could actually see like the pole, the bag of whatever saline or whatever medication it was, as I'm working on her. And then I felt like down by her abdomen, and the vibration was just incredible. Like my whole fingers were tingling. Wow. So we went into a break period, and I said to the woman that was running the class, I said, does she give blood or receive blood? Because I keep seeing an IV pole and I'm really getting the vibration in my hands. And she said, actually, she has a pretty severe medical condition and she gets IV fluids almost every day.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I got that as we were driving. So as lately, I've been getting a lot more like flips of pages or stories. Sometimes I'm getting like a whole lot of things and I don't understand the story.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to him about it. And then he's like, all right, let's put it all together. And he helps me do that.
Yeah.
I tell her to write things down.
Yes. Yeah,
even if it doesn't make sense, just write things down.
Well, the college.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
We were going to the college upstate here, and I'm driving, and she's sitting there. I'm seeing this. I'm like, write it down. She finally writes it down, and there was 3 groups and 10 of us in each group, and we had one of the teams, and we went through all the buildings. We went to this one building, and there was a fire there that destroyed the original building, and it was death and stuff like that. There was also love.
Yeah.
And between doing the human pendulum, other
Spirit
techniques,
box.
Spirit box, and those, we came up with the same thing that she wrote down on the way. And she wasn't even talking about anything. It was the people in the group who were bringing this information up.
And I knew no history of this building whatsoever. So at the end, I've got everybody there. I go, you guys want to see something funny? I pull out the piece of paper. I go, it's a love, 2 young people together. They weren't supposed to be together. They died together. And I said, I explained the building and the room, and everybody was just floored because that's exactly what everybody got. And then we looked into the history of it, and there was a fire there, and the 2 perished there.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. It's like the most disjointed, confusing, what does this mean information is usually the most validating.
Yeah.
And take that for a nerd, and I call myself a nerd because I'm that has had 2 experiences being next to someone that's highly charged. Unfortunately, the person was Sam Baltrusis. I'll give it the name right. And we were doing S.K. Pierce one day.
Sam always has weird stuff happening.
He's a lightning rod for
he is
paranormal
definitely a lightning rod.
experience.
Yeah.
I've been with him when he's channeled and not done well, but
He
trying to get him out.
he was doing
Poor
a seance, and he pulled me up into the table, and okay, I'm like, all right, and I never usually get anything, right? I'm a hardware equipment dude. And he's asking everybody around the table what they're seeing. And he goes, Derek, what are you seeing? I'm like, you ain't gonna believe me. I just saw a flip book in my head of a woman running with her clothes that are torn off.
Oh, wow.
Sam looks at me and goes, they don't want to talk about that. I'm like, you guys can't do this to me. The first time I have a vision, you guys want to shut me down. It's not fair.
Well,
Yeah.
you saw something, though. And
It's both times I've been with Sam, and it's cool because I try to explain to other people, even other friends of ours who are in the field, go to someone who's more open, because they lift you up to a little bit. They come down a little bit, but they're also lifting your abilities up. I think we all have abilities, just we don't use them enough.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
But when you have those people, the lightning rod, and he's got a lot of extra volts to help share everybody around the table. For me, it was awe-inspiring. Again, left me with lots of questions.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm.
Sam, he's great. The
Oh,
first
yeah.
time he met me, he goes, "I'm gonna do your cards." I'm like, "Great." He goes, "So I seen the card. Do you like to travel?" Well, who doesn't? I'm like, who? Because I didn't know who he was. I'm like, who is this dude? Of course, who doesn't like to travel? That's kind of stupid. And then he pulls out another card and he goes, "Do you have abilities?" I'm like, "Nope. No, I don't."
Plausible deniability.
You're really good at it. I'm like, "No." He goes, "You're with me tonight." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And so we did the seance and he pulled me in and made me say what I was seeing. And he goes, "Absolutely." And then ever since then, that was a few years ago now, but he just kept pulling me in and pulling me in. So he's been really great for me. I think if I had not met Sam, I probably wouldn't be here doing this with you now.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Sam.
Yeah, we got to go. We got to go in the fall to Gettysburg with Sam. We had a good time
I missed
there.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first time at Gettysburg too, and it's not that far away from us. And so we had an
Really?
absolute blast.
It's your first time. You're like, what, an hour away?
Yeah, like, well,
Yeah, we're about 3 hours or so. But yeah, it was.
But yeah, I don't know why we hadn't been there before.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was a great trip. I was absolutely, we were absolutely floored. Like, because you go to places and it's like, okay, I mean, is the haunting thing kind of a tourist, thing? I mean, I know the battle, and so there's going to be stuff there, but I was absolutely floored. Well, first off, with just the town, it was way cooler than I thought it would be. The town just of itself is a fun place to visit. But yeah, I mean, paranormal activity at every turn, it seemed like.
Well, and it's funny because when you go down there, we've been down there a couple times, but we never thought of the paranormal. Like, I'm on vacation. I'm not worrying about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I wish I would have done something while I was down there.
Yeah.
Think about it. Now I kick myself, but we'll be there again.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll go again. Yeah, because you like to
Yeah.
travel.
Yes.
Well, usually it's I put myself on a big boat in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah, do cruises.
It forces me to shut my cell phone off and actually sedation vacation from electronics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds lovely.
I want to
Yeah.
go back to Alaska, but I want to go to Port Protection in Alaska. Do some paranormal investigating up there.
Ooh, that'd be cool. All right,
Yeah.
Frosty. It is
Hooksters.
the-
It's funny, Hooksters, let me drive the cruise ship. The only time I ever drink is when I'm on a cruise ship. Because I tell her if I have to drive that, we're all in trouble.
everyone's in trouble. Oh yeah.
I'll be sitting next to the piano and the violinist.
All right. So, if you've joined us since the beginning of the show, welcome in. This is the Witching Hours, and tonight we are joined by the Paraclauses. We're talking about paranormal investigation, ghost hunting, and we're joined by the Paraclauses, who are bringing their brand of holiday spirit to the show tonight. So, welcome in. We're glad to have you. It is just about the top of the hour here on the East Coast. So we got a little bit of time left. If you have questions, feel free to put those in chat, no matter where you're joining us, whether you're over on Facebook, if you're joining us on Twitch, if you're over on spiritrealm.net, you can put your questions in there and we will make sure to relay those questions to our guests. If you are watching the show or hanging out with us now, then you already know Medium Jenny Lee. But did you know you can book a private session, explore her spiritual services, or check out her latest content all in one place? Head over to mediumjennylee.com. Whether you're seeking guidance, answers from beyond, or just curious about what the spirit world has to say, Jenny offers personal readings, mentorship, and more. Don't miss your chance to connect directly. Visit mediumjennylee.com and take the next step on your spiritual journey. Your journey to the weird is just a click away. So we got about 30 minutes left. So like I said, if you have questions, feel free to put them in chat and we will get those tonight.
Right before we started the show, Candace dropped some major information that I'm dying to hear more about. Apparently, you guys have a haunted doll of some sort. It has an attachment. Please tell us more about this.
So he wouldn't look like he's haunted, or people would be like, all right, he's from the movie, But I have, the movie Chucky. Well, this is Glenn from the movie. And I've renamed him Ezekiel because I wanted to name him something biblical. But when I got Ezekiel, who's got a little Christmas hat on, I was working at a company that did repos. And when you repo a vehicle, you have to take all the contents out of the car and box it or bag it up, and so that the owners can come back and get it. Now, the owners of this repo company are very religious, do not believe in the paranormal, don't believe in any of that. And that just doesn't happen. No, there's no such thing as ghosts, anything like that to them. Well, we went to me and the owner. The owner is like this big biker dude, even though he's really religious, big biker. He looks like scary, whatever. And we go to open up this vehicle, and I was probably about 3 feet away from the vehicle. He opens up the back hatch, and Ezekiel jumps out and lands on my chest.
Are you serious?
Flies through the air and lands on my chest.
Wow.
Everybody's like, oh, he just fell out. I'm like, no, because there was a distance. Well, Jim, the owner, was like, I'm out. And he left. He's like, I'm gone. And I'm like, okay, I'll finish emptying out the car. So I put the doll over. I'm like, it's just a doll from a movie. I don't understand what just happened. So for some reason, I'm like, I can't box him or bag him. I can't do it. So I brought him into the office and I sat him in a chair next to my desk, and I'm working. And the owner's wife goes, get that out of here. I'm like, you don't believe in any of this stuff? She goes, get that out of here. And I'm like, well, I don't want to box or bag it. She goes, take it home. And I'm like, I can't, because what happens if the owner comes back? She goes, you work here, you can bring it back. So I'm like, okay. So I put it in my car, and I put it in my grandchildren's car seat. And I seatbelted him in.
Poor Ezekiel got a bad rap from the start.
Yeah.
So the owner never came back for her stuff.
Yeah.
So Ezekiel,
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
She was trying to get rid of him.
He ended up mine. Now, I would tease like all the kids, like, this is your new brother. And I would bring him in the house, put him in front of the Christmas tree. He was always there, like go around with him, for years. And then one Christmas, I needed more room because I needed the grandchildren stuff. Now, I collected other haunted dolls in between this. Because once I was also told by a few different people, including Sam, that he has an attachment because he will move things and you could feel it off of him. But he's not bad. He's not mean. But I brought him on paranormal investigations with us. And one paranormal group, guys from New Jersey, brought him up into what we call the coffin room up at Wilson Castle. And they said when an entity was trying to come forth. They said they saw Ezekiel's whole face change.
Whoa.
Like, don't mess with my people. He's very protective of me and the family. We have learned that. But so for Christmas, I grabbed up all of the dolls and I put them in basket. Oh, because let me go on with that. When people found I got him, all of a sudden I was getting packages of haunted dolls.
Ay, ay, ay.
On our security cameras, you'd see people run up to the house, drop a doll, and run. So I have tons, and Johnny Zaffa said he'll take some of them off my hands.
Oh, good.
I have them everywhere. So I decided I would just put them all in a basket and put them in a camper. Now our camper is a 36-foot camper. It's not moving. It's not rocking. The kids came over for Christmas and they said, Mom, where's Ezekiel? I go, oh, I put him in the camper with all the other dolls so we'd have more room and, get him out of the way. And all the kids went, Mom, no, you shouldn't have done that. I'm like, all right, whatever, right? Go out to the camper the next day. All the dolls are out of the basket, strewn across the camper floor, except for Ezekiel.
You said, get out of my basket.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to get the hell out of my basket.
I learned my lesson there where I put him out there with all the other babies and he was not happy.
Wow.
So, but he's gone on investigations with us and they say they see him change and it's been pretty fun. But he's my baby now.
It's even funner watching her go through the drive-through at McDonald's with him in the back seat.
I did that once. So he was in the car seat and I had gastric bypass, so I can only eat little amounts. So I go through McDonald's really quick and I ask for a Happy Meal. So the woman goes to give me the Happy Meal. She's like, here's your Happy. And she throws it at me and slams the door. Now I'm like, what is wrong with this chick, right? So I go over to the parking lot, I park, and I go to eat my Happy Meal, look in the rearview mirror, and I see him, and I'm like, oh. So I call him up. I go, I never can go to this McDonald's ever again. That's
Wow. Well, I'm kind of curious about the haunted doll thing because me and Jenny have talked about this just a little bit about, well, going antique shopping and bringing things back home and not knowing maybe if it has something attached to it. But talking about dolls specifically, is this something that I imagine you don't have a lot of concern, I guess. Any feelings of like maybe I don't want to have haunted dolls, or it's something that you completely enjoy having?
Yeah, there's certain dolls and I'm like, oh hell no. And there was a woman who brought me a lot of dolls. Her mother had passed away and her mother had hundreds of dolls. So she gave me like these bags. She said, I got to give these to you. Now her daughter has autism and her daughter was about 3 or 4 years old at the time. And she would say to her daughter, do you like this doll? And the daughter would be like, oh, I like this one. I like this one. She would go, no, mama. No, I don't like this doll. No. And she like, throw it away. Get rid of it. No, mama, don't like this doll. And
wow.
So all those dolls I have. Now I've used dolls and rods and I've talked to them and I'm like, okay, nope. Some of them I do not like.
Those are the ones that go for a ride.
To go to Johnny's office when I get a chance. But yeah, it's some of them I like, some of them I don't.
Okay.
So
it just depends on the doll.
Depends on the doll.
Some have really creepy eyes and.
No, there's one that's a little sailor boy. He looks like the sweetest thing in the world.
Yeah, we've seen Sailor Boy on TV.
No,
I don't want to deal with him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Robert doesn't look anything like
It's
Robert.
not Robert the doll.
But it's funny because, I'm like, Mrs. Claus, I want to collect all the toys, and I want them all. And yeah, some of them not so much.
I love going to antique like that. And I don't know if you've ever experienced when you just pick something up, it's either you get that feeling or you just want to throw it back down. We were looking for bells the other day, and we're walking through this was a huge antique shop, and I'm ringing these bells left and right. I'm like, no. And I hit this one, like, yeah, that's it. It just, I don't know if it was a good, yeah, that's it, or a bad, yeah, that's it. But I got it.
There was one of the bells that I touched that I was like, okay, I'm putting this one back. We used it for a seance, brought it for Sam to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But Skeen Manor. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to ask, especially, being in New England, have you had the opportunity to meet Annabelle the doll?
We went down to Rhode Island.
No, Connecticut.
No, it was Rhode Island. Casinos. Warren Con a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you guys think of Annabelle?
It's funny. I wanted more. I didn't get a whole lot from her, and I wanted more.
Okay.
But of course, she couldn't really get close.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
I was curious because I haven't had the chance to see Annabelle yet, so I was curious, especially since you already had experience with dolls, what you all thought.
It's a conflict with me because it's Raggedy Ann. Okay. Marines, the very first toy that was ever given away for Toys for Tots was Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. Right. So I look at it from, it's always been something pure in my eyes, good and giving, but when you name it, right, and it starts to take on all those other features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that they didn't make the movie Annabelle a Raggedy Ann doll and they made it like a scary thing. Yeah, for sure. Because of that.
Yeah, I could see that. It makes it easier to keep that for people who enjoy that.
It was the very first toy ever given away for Toys for Tots. She started the Toys for Tots program when a Marine gave her to a child in need.
Awesome.
Wow.
And a Raggedy Ann doll.
Wow. Well, that's a connection there. Christmas connection there for that. So
the
great.
Paranormal and the Christmas. So I want to go back to
everything's got a connection.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wanted to go back to Ezekiel for a second. So Candace, what do you feel is his attachment? What do you think it is?
I've really tried to talk to him, clue into it. He just thinks he's a little boy. And that's all I get. I get this loving little boy who's very protective and he won't take crap.
Yeah.
But I've taken him to other mediums. I've taken him to, a lot of different people, and everybody says, and I've been waiting for the one person to say that I'm crazy. That there's nothing wrong with him. And I keep saying, please give me your honest opinion. And everybody's like, no, he thinks he's real. He's got an attachment.
You gave him a name.
I did. That was the problem. I gave him the name Ezekiel.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about that the whole show tonight about how, you give something a name, you put energy into it, and it can become its own thing.
But he wanted to be mine. He jumped at me from 3 feet.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
I mean, why he didn't jump on Jim is beyond me. Jim was right there in front of him.
Scary bucket dude.
Scary bucket dude. No, go for the woman.
Yeah. Well, you're Mrs. Claus,
Yeah, right. Toy.
Your toy needed a home, just like in the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
And
Welcome to Misfit Island.
Yeah.
and since then, I have collected like every Chucky doll,
Okay.
Tiffany dolls. I have the whole collection.
Wow.
Everybody gives me Chucky stuff. Well,
Yeah, you got a Chucky pillow there.
Yeah.
They got to really work on the socks though, because I bought her a pair of Chucky socks, and when she pulls them up and they just stretch, it doesn't look like Chucky anymore.
Oh yeah, there we
But
go.
it's funny. Everybody gives me all the Chucky stuff. So when you look at our house, it's like Christmas, horror, because we have Christmas up all year round. We have our Christmas tree up all year round. It's funny because 38 years, 27 years, anything a child has made for us, an ornament, anything a child has given us, it's always hung up. We have it hung up either off of shelves or on our Christmas tree.
Wow.
We've never gotten rid of anything a child has given us. We have tote boxes.
Except the
full-
cold.
The cold.
A cold.
Tote
Yeah,
boxes of letters and cards and wish lists.
Wow.
I mean, going back over 20 years, I still have all of these things. But all over the house, we have everything hung that a child has ever made for us or given us. And so it's when you walk into our house, it's Christmas, but then you've got the paranormal, and then you've got like horror stuff and Chucky, and you walk into our house and you're like, what is wrong with these people? And then you start, well, he's not fully in his Christmas outfit, but I do have his hat on. So when you come in and Chucky and Ezekiel and Len have Christmas stuff on, and the haunted dolls have Christmas clothing on, and people are like, she's really nuts.
But it's a good kind of nuts,
Well, you know.
Candace.
Well, I mean, you're safe
The
here.
balance.
I mean, we're team weird, so you're
Yeah.
always welcome to be nuts around.
Want some
us.
dolls?
I don't want any that the kid with autism said, no, mom. No, I don't want those. You can give those to John Zaffis for sure. He can take them. So
Did Hoaxers just say that we're a bag of nuts?
We're a
Is he
bag of
saying Team
nuts?
Weird is a bag of nuts.
Hoaxsters, well, you're in the bag. What I wanted to make sure that we are getting some good, wonderful, positive, uplifting, bring up the energy stories from you guys about perhaps, we heard the really wonderful story from the Marine from Vietnam, but what are some of your other favorite stories from being the Paraclases?
We were at Toys R Us, and when we're out there, we're interacting with everybody in this. I'd say the guy's probably about 25. He comes in, he goes in, we say hi, he goes in through the store, comes out, yellow fluorescent softball. He looks me straight in the eyes like, this is all I could afford. And I'm like, you spent your last $3 for somebody else to get a present. And fortunately, at that time, we had Dunkin' Donut gift cards, so I give him a whole handful so he can go get coffee and donuts.
But,
Wow.
it's just seeing the outpouring. The people that are struggling themselves and they don't have a lot are the ones that are out there trying to help. And it really makes your heart full, and it's you tear up, but you're joyful.
Yeah.
And we see a lot. We do a lot of home visits. That's mainly what we do a lot, is home visits of children and adults with life challenges, children on vents, or adults and children that are going through cancer, or autism, cerebral palsy. And when you go into these homes, and some of them we see these children and adults for years. And then some of these homes, you're going to go in and that might be your last time ever seeing them. But when you're going to these homes and you're there, you can actually feel spirits of past loved ones just shining over, and you feel, the warmth and that they're being taken care of from the other side,
Mhm.
you know, and we're so blessed to be able to be a part of that, to be invited into these people's homes and part of their lives, and to be a part of their Christmas, and seeing what's there that's tangible with the family in that moment, but also feeling the spirit and the family surrounding them that they don't even know is there with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the emotion and just when we leave, how we feel. You're joyful, you're sad, but it's a mixture of emotions, and it's hard to believe that I was given this gift to be a part of that.
We don't ask for anything.
Mhm.
We don't charge.
We don't do anything
There's
of
no
that
fee.
nature. And I've had people complain to me, "Oh, you should be charging. You should be charging." My dad never did it. I'll never do it. Knock on wood, God willing, he helps me.
But blessed enough, we don't have to
But
charge. We don't
when
have to
you
get a
can
fee.
give broken families what 99% of the world has for normalcy, for a half an hour to an hour, to get pictures, to make those memories of a big fat guy rolling on the floor with kids. And it's getting hotter and hotter every year to get up.
Like Santa, he's rolling around on the floor with the kids. No, I'll always read a Christmas story to the children, and we always make sure we bring like little goodie bags for them, like little coloring books and bells and things like that, and so the kids can have that after we leave. But you know, it's funny to see, you know, his reaction with the children, because he'll get down and, you know, some of the kids want a rough house, and I see him down, I'm like, Santa, you're just really too old for that.
We did a visit 2 years ago to a little girl who had cancer.
Oh my goodness.
And she was home 3 days after her last chemo. And it was very quiet.
For her little
And
sister.
I go in there, and I don't be the big boisterous because I don't want to ripple things, but we're in there. Mrs. Claus reads a story,
We're talking about the Christmas tree.
and I see this little shopping cart filled with fake snowballs. So I grab 2 handfuls and I look. I said, "Mrs. Claus." She's like, "What? Snowball fight." And I just pull her right with the snowball.
All fight.
These little girls got the biggest smile. Now they're picking up all these snowballs and they're pelting me with them.
And then you're gonna die. She's sick. Don't do it. And now the parents are like trying to grab their phones and they're videoing and they're crying. And I'm like,
Aw.
what's happening? And the snowballs are flying and he gets pelted in the forehead. And now they're all running after each other. But I mean,
But it lightened
It was
everything
amazing.
up to the point that when I left, you could feel a difference in the
You
rooms.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you need.
Mhm.
No, we did a. Sorry, I'll give you another one because I'm on a roll. I'm
Yeah,
having
go.
all these
Keep-
flashbacks. With this
Keep
kid.
going. Keep going, Santa.
We did this family, and what they did is they had 20 kids that all had autism together.
Oh,
And they were all in the living room watching TV. And I go in and I sneak in and I'm standing behind them. And this one little boy turns his head, "Santa!" And everybody points to TV. And he's like, "Yeah, on TV. Santa!"
then all the kids turned, and there must have been there was 20 kids, so all these families all gathered for this.
These
Oh,
are
nice.
kids who would never be able to sit in line at a mall, never be able to achieve that.
Mhm.
And we got through, we were there for about 3 hours, got every kid a picture, every family a picture. And we're getting ready to leave, and there's 3 mothers crying. "I never
Aw.
thought I'd be able to get these pictures. Never thought And I'm like, I gotta go before I start crying. I'm just running out the door.
We've never been able to get a family picture with Santa. And the hard part is like some kids will be like way across the room. They don't want anything to do with you. And so you let the child warm up. So after 15 minutes, you start seeing them like creep closer and closer and closer. Then all of a sudden they're like, it's,
Candy cane?
So no, we let them. It's not like, the mall Santa, you got 3 minutes and off you go, take a picture and it's always bad. It's, we give everybody time to like let the kids warm up and have fun and things like that.
I know our schedule's busy. If there's a line, I don't know. It's just the way other people can wait.
Have you guys listened to the telepathy tapes?
No.
You need to. It's about a lady who's researching the non-speaking autism population and how they can communicate telepathically, usually with a parent or someone who helps them to spell. And I think that would be really good for you guys to listen to, especially you, Candace, because like learning that these kids can communicate telepathically, then that opens up a whole door for people like us who can do that.
And that's really interesting because I really want to do that now. So we specialized with children with autism as Santa and Mrs. Claus for well over 25 years. And 13 years ago, we were blessed with our own 2 grandchildren with autism.
Oh, wow.
They're 2 months apart. They're both turning 13, one next week and the other one in 2 months. So it was funny because we had done and worked with all these groups. We do the ABA schools and work with all the children with autism, all these different facilities and in their homes. That we got blessed with 2 of our own, but they're so different in their autisms. But I never thought of doing anything like that because both of ours are verbal, but we work with children who are nonverbal.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to start learning a little bit of sign language, which I've been trying to do. And
not all the good words first either. Just don't slip.
You just Santa.
Word. Different direction.
He's put me on the naughty list a couple of times. That's okay. I can put myself back on the good list. But I never thought about doing that. So I am definitely going to look into that.
Yeah, you can listen to it on YouTube. I've listened to the whole first season. They also have another part that's called the talk tracks, where they go through a lot of different types of what we would call woo-woo things, but science people are starting to figure out is for real, and it's just fascinating, and it'll blow your mind.
It's funny when you talk about science and some of the kids we visit. We had a young lady who has shaken baby syndrome.
Crazy.
The first time we ever met her, she had just had a seizure. She was wheeled in front of me. They put the carriage to the left-hand side of me, and she was in it. And they're like, okay, we'll take the picture. I'm like, no. Put her up on my lap. They were awestruck that I would hold their child.
It's the grandparents that had custody.
And I got her. I mean, she's just snuggled right in, just sitting there on my lap. And the grandfather just keeps looking at his watch and looking at the line and looking at the watch. I'm like, don't worry about it. She'll let you know when she's ready to go. About 8.5 minutes later, she starts getting fidgety, like she's ready to go. She's done. Fast forward to 2 years ago, they've tried different medication, some placebos, some non-placebos. She was never supposed to be able to talk, move, anything. She was just supposed
to be able to hear or see.
Wow.
And we've seen her every year, and then I go in there
10 years now?
Yeah, 2 years ago. And she loves the ho ho ho. So I'll go in there, ho ho. I almost started crying. She's scooting towards me on the floor.
She can't walk, but she'll scoot.
And I'm like, when people set you up for failure, but other people give you the opportunity.
Her grandparents are really good at trying. They're very good advocates. Because she scooted across the floor and she got up. And first thing she did was she made sure it was Santa.
Oh.
She felt for his beard.
She tried to pull my beard. It's attached.
And she just start laughing and giggling.
Oh.
And you'd say, "You a good girl?" And she'd like laugh.
That's because she was not always a good girl.
Right?
Santa knows. Yeah.
Yeah, Santa knows.
One that I would love to do that with because
Yeah.
she can't talk. She laughs. Oh my, she's the best laugh.
We're from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Priest of Wonderland.
Allison. Yeah.
Priest of
Yes. New Hampshire.
Not too far from there.
What we've done visits to children. We went to Pennsylvania where there was two brothers who both had heart surgeries.
Wow.
So we went down there. We've gone to Rhode Island, Connecticut, Vermont, Maine, New York. If there's a call, there's a need, and we have the time, we'll do it. Even if it's in the summer, we've had people say, our family member might not make it to Christmas. We need a little joy.
So Santa needs to get the summer vacation outfit for
I
the
have a
summer
kilt.
visits. Okay, good. Well, guys, we're at the end of the show. Can you let everybody know where they can
And I want to
find
ask a
you?
question real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to ask a real quick question. So, because I know you do all this, and you've talked about how you do all this for no money. Is there somewhere people can find or be able to link to you to be able to donate to what you guys do?
You can make a local donation to a local food bank. That's right now. That would be our preference.
What is your local food bank?
No, not ours, but yours.
Oh, your local food bank. Wherever,
Right.
whoever's local
Wherever,
food bank.
whoever, unfortunately, this time of year, parents are making a decision between heat, food, Christmas.
Yeah.
And every year, we've been doing it so long, it's a bigger and bigger struggle every year.
Yeah. Right now is absolutely.
The big guy upstairs takes care of us. When we've seen to stumble and fall, there's always something that happens to lift us back up. So take care of the local people. Find a church, make a donation, whatever you feel necessary or driven for, hold towards. It doesn't have to be a church, it doesn't have to be a food bank. It can be a senior center, right? I mean,
yeah, there's a lot you can do.
Love it.
And it doesn't take much. Even $10 goes a long way nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially if you bulk it in with all the money that they've already pulled together, because food banks, you get $10, they usually pool it all and they get a bigger order out to get bulk discount.
Drop off warm socks and mittens somewhere.
Yeah, if you get socks and pants,
mittens. Flats, yeah.
Well, I don't know how much. I don't know where everybody's from, but up this neck of the woods, socks and mittens are good.
Yeah.
We got people from everybody in here, Santa. We got
socks and mittens do anything down that way.
We got fellow New Englanders in here. We got people from Washington State. We have people who come in from across the pond. We got people all over the place. So Michigan. Yeah. So maybe we can do a little good this holiday season. That sounds like a good thing to do. So,
and giving without expecting anything in return is great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Excellent.
So to end the show, will you let people know where they can find you and remind us what events you have coming up that people might be able to come see you at?
The North Pole. SK Pierce on the 20th in Gardner, Mass. with Monique Dusoon and Rob Goutreau.
Will be there with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
We haven't had an official Paraclaus page yet up because just run out of time.
Yeah.
But you can find me as Santa Derek on Facebook or Mrs. Candy Claus on Facebook.
Love it.
Excellent.
Thank you guys again so much for being on this. It's been
Thank you for having us.
Great conversation.
Excellent. Yes, thank you guys so much. All right, everyone. So for all of you who are joining us at another time and another place. We hope you have a great holiday week, and we will see you all next time. In a world of mass production, there's still a place where fire meets steel and tradition comes alive. At Vincent's Forge, every piece is forged by hand, unique, durable, and built to last. Each creation carries the mark of true craftsmanship. Own something forged by fire. Own something that tells a story. Vincent's Forge, handcrafted, unforgettable. Available now on Etsy.